Addicts, and this is our stardom sit-em for Week 11.
I take last week off, so hopefully we're all charged up. Next game, Denver, Atlanta.
All right, for Denver, I like Cutler. Had a huge game last week. I like Marshall, and I like Eddie Royale with cheese.
Keep calling them out. This game's going to have a lot of points. Matt Ryan, Roddy White, Michael Turner. I'll even say start Jenkins and Norwood. Throw in Scheffler and Peyton Hillis. I mean, this game could be 54-53 when it gets over.
Hillis is my only sit for this game, actually. For the Falcons, I like Ryan, I like Turner, and I like Roddy White, the usual suspects.
Yeah.
And I think Atlanta will win this game.
Yeah, I'm picking Denver.
Next game is Philly at Cincinnati. I like all the Eagles this week. I like McNabb. I like Westbrook, of course, against Cincy. I like Kevin Curtis and Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, I just think Philly's going to beat them so bad they're not going to be looking for the big play. And that's really what he's come down to. Now that Curtis is back, they just kind of go to him on the little tricksy stuff or deep. Anyway, Cincinnati, I like Cedric Benson. I never thought I'd say that in my life. I'll give him a shot, and I like Hushmanzada. I don't like anybody else.
I like TJ.
Yeah, 85. He's going to get beat up by Asante, so he's a sit.
Next game, we have Chicago at Green Bay.
I had to pick against your boys this week, man. I think this is a must-win game for Green Bay. If they want a shot in that North, they got to win this game.
Same thing for Chicago. I like Forte, of course, for the Bears.
I love Forte.
He produces every week regardless of the competition. And for Green Bay, the only start I have this week is Greg Jennings. For some reason, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I say you sit Ryan Grant, especially after what the Bears did to the Titans run game.
I do like Greg Olsen because I do think the Bears will put some points on the board. I think probably score a little bit more than, but the over-under is probably going to be a little higher than you thought. But for sits for Chicago, I like everybody. The quarterback, Kyle Orton or Rex Grossman. I don't think Kyle's coming back.
Everybody but Forte.
Brandon Lloyd's coming back. Sit him. Hester. I mean, I just don't see them putting up that much. Houston and Indianapolis.
All right, for Houston, I like Andre Johnson.
He's the man.
Of course. And I actually like Slayton this week.
I do like Slayton. You can run out. Everybody can run out in Indy. But you know what? Can't happen. Those Indy cannot run. They only put up 69 yards a game average rushing this year. Worst in the league. Can you believe that? And so, sit Joseph Adai if he's still healthy. Sit Dominic Rose.
I think, Indy's going to win this game. I like Peyton Manning. I like Reggie Wayne. I like Dallas Clark. And, again, Adai.
I like all those guys, but I think Houston's going to win this game. I even have Anthony Gonzalez and Marvin Harrison starting this week because I think it's going to be another big old festival of points. I think you start Sage or Matt Schaub, whoever's starting in Houston. You start Andre, you start Kevin Walters, Owen Daniels, Steve Slayton. I mean, I'm starting just about everybody except Indy's running backs.
All right, for the next game, we have New Orleans at Kansas City.
Drew Brees is a given. Marcus Colston has arrived. If Bush is not playing, then I don't start a running back in this game. I have Deuce sitting. Savage, whoever's going to be starting for KC. Probably not Jamal Charles, got nicked up last week.
Well, you know who I like running back in this game? I like LJ.
Yeah, he's coming back this week.
Larry Johnson should be back this week. Herm Edwards said he's playing, and he's going against the Saints.
See, I didn't know
the Saints give up points to everybody.
LJ, though?
I like LJ.
You think he'll make it to the end of the game without punching a cheerleader?
I mean, as long as, he doesn't throw a drink in anybody's face, so he should be fine.
All right, I do have Tyler Thigpen starting in this game because I think more offense. I think this is going to be an explosive week in the NFL. All right, Oakland and Miami. Going west to east is Oakland.
I like Miami in this game. Oakland looks terrible.
Let me ask you a question. Can you score negative points in the NFL? Is there anything you can do on the field to put up a -2? Because Oakland will this week.
You can in fantasy, I know that.
Yeah, and every one of their players will do that. I say sit everybody in Oakland.
Sit the Raiders.
You start everybody in Miami. Oh, it's the wakey eggs and bakey game. When you go west to east, the time change. If you're playing at 1 o'clock, it's like you're playing at 9 o'clock in the morning. And that's when these dudes are just rolling over for the first time normally.
Next game, we have Baltimore at the New York Giants.
Man, this is going to be a slugfest. I mean, these teams really resemble each other. Whether it's their, the D-line, they're both nasty. Terrell Suggs is going to get to Eli.
Well, I would have to say Baltimore is a poor man's version of the Giants.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're a young Giant. I mean, Flacco, well, not that young. Ray Lewis is about 52 years old. But, I'm taking Baltimore in this game. I think they're the only team in the NFL who could out-tough the Giants. They're going to punch them in the mouth.
At home, I like New York. New York's on a roll, and I say they keep it rolling against Baltimore.
My only two starts in this game are McGahee and Jacobs. Even though they're both nasty run defenses, neither one of these teams are going to get it done in the air. Those quarterbacks are going to be on their backs.
All right, for the next game, we have Minnesota going to Tampa Bay.
Speaking of an ugly game, I think this is going to be an ugly one.
Who do you like?
I'm taking Minnesota.
I'm taking Tampa.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay at home, I like it.
I don't have a single start for Tampa Bay. Nobody.
For Tampa Bay, I'm with you on that one. I say you sit Ernest Graham. I think he's banged up. Warwick Dunn. I'm not even sure if he's healthy, but Cadillac Williams is supposedly coming back this week and could see some playing time. I don't like him either. So you sit all the running backs. Sit everybody from Tampa.
Really, my only starting the game is AD.
I like Adrian Peterson, and I also like Bernard Berrian.
Detroit versus Carolina. We're going to be at this game. Keep an eye out for the video from the tailgate. Should be fairly entertaining. We won't have the green screen, but we'll make it happen.
All right. Of course, in this game, I like Carolina.
Yeah.
Detroit's 0-9. Could be on their way to 0-16.
They're not going to get their first miracle win on the road in dirty Charlotte.
Not going against the Panthers. I do like Calvin as a start. Regardless of how Detroit plays, Calvin produces every week.
I like everybody in Carolina. Jonathan Stewart's back. D'Angelo Williams is a hoss. Steve Smith, of course. Musa Muhammad, who always seems to get a touchdown, even though he doesn't do much else. And Jake Delhomme coming off of the 30% 4-pick performance he put up last week. I got him started. St. Louis, San Fran.
I like San Fran in this one. San Fran looked good last week against Arizona.
I'm taking San Fran to get Singletary his first win this week. Not a whole lot of starts. Frank Gore.
And I also like Vernon Davis. Did you see that catch he made over Adrian Wilson?
Only problem was
in
it
the
was
Monday night
only
game.
catch, right? Wasn't that his only catch?
But I think when San Fran gets, they'll move the ball with Hill and they'll get into the red zone.
Yeah.
And I think they'll look for Vernon Davis when they do.
In this game, kind of anything goes to me. So I'm starting Donnie Avery and Josh Morgan. I haven't said his name all year, so I think it's Josh, but I'm not sure. Forgive me if it's not. But he got in the end zone last week.
Next game, we have Arizona at Seattle.
I think this is going to be a beatdown. Now, I thought Seattle would get beat down last week, and they didn't. So they have one coming. Arizona is looking a little unstoppable on offense, especially against a team like Seattle. And so Warner, Bolden, Fitzgerald, Hightower.
I say you sit everybody from Seattle. Hasselbeck is expected to play this week, but I don't think it makes a difference. You don't want to play him. All right, next game we have San Diego at Pittsburgh.
I'm taking San Diego in this game, even though they looked awful. I've been waiting for Pittsburgh to fall apart all year, not because I don't like Pittsburgh, but it just seems like they had too many missing pieces.
For Pittsburgh, I think they're actually going to win this game.
Yeah.
I think at home they pull it out. San Diego has looked weak, especially on defense. You start Willie Parker, you start Hines Ward, and that's all I have for the Steelers.
Yeah, Roethlisberger is definitely a sit, or Leftwich if Roethlisberger is feeling a little gimpy again. But no, it's Ben this week. I say sit him. I will start Phil Rivers.
I like Rivers.
And I think Chris Chambers is going to find the end zone again.
And I say you sit LT in this one. I never thought I'd say that. LT usually produces touchdowns when he doesn't get yards, but it just hadn't been happening lately. So I say against Pittsburgh's defense, you sit LT. All right, next game we have Tennessee at Jacksonville. You sit all running backs. I think Forte had a decent game last week, but you know why? Because he's the #1 receiver for the Chicago Bears also. The only start I have for Jacksonville is Matt Cocaine Jones.
He got hurt last week, didn't he? He got nicked up.
But he's fine to play this week.
Okay, so I'm not really looking at Yayo Jones too much. I do like Jones Drew, like I said, but that's it on Jacksonville. For Tennessee, I think they're going to put up points on Jacksonville. I think that's what I'm picking for the game. I still don't like Kerry Collins, even though he put up over 200 yards for the first time in like 6 months. But I do like Bo Scaife because he's emerged as the #1 receiver.
I like Bo Scaife.
And, of course, Chris Johnson, Lindell White.
I like both backs for Tennessee, Bo Scaife. And I agree with you. I think the Titans are going to remain undefeated.
Dallas, Washington, Sunday night game.
If Romo is playing, then I think you start Romo. If Romo's a start every week. And for that reason, I like T.O. again.
Yep.
If Romo's healthy, then T.O. should produce. And I also like Marion Barber. And, again, if you have Witten and he's playing, if he's healthy, you start him.
And I'm taking Dallas.
And I like Washington in this one. Washington has looked good this year, and there's one guy who is a cowboy killer, and his name is Santana Moss.
He does go to work on Dallas.
He always has big games against Dallas, so look for him to have another big game.
He's like the #6 receiver this year in fantasy. Last game is Monday night game, Cleveland Browns, Buffalo Bills.
Man, Brady Quinn, the medicine quarterback, he looked good last week.
He did, man. He's accurate, got the ball downfield a little bit.
So I actually like Cleveland to put up enough points to beat Buffalo this week, going into Buffalo.
I'm taking Cleveland this week too, man. Buffalo is, they're falling apart.
Fast.
They're missing key players, Dante Whitner, Aaron Schobel, and, it just doesn't look like the same team as that first 5 games.
Despite that, I think you can start Lynch this week. I said Lynch last week. I don't think he had a great game, but I think he bounces back this week. I like Jamal Lewis and also like Kellen Winslow.
I'll even take Braylon. If Quinn is, the real deal and didn't just have a little hot start.
All right, that's our start 'em, sit 'em for week 11. And be sure to check back with us for our Sunday show from Charlotte.
And check out the website, thefantasyaddicts.com.
It's a wrap.